All right, here we go. Trick Daddy, welcome back to Vlad TV.
What's happening, man? Appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. I think it's been about 3 years since our last one.
Give or take a year.
Right. But me and you actually go back it got to be at least over 10, 12 years. I remember
about
doing interviews
13,
with you.
14 years.
Yeah.
I can't tell them too much. They go, if we go to get throwing out numbers like that, they're going to be trying to figure out how old we is.
Right, man. Because I remember I would interview you in the van after the listening party, when the DVDs was doing, before Vlad TV.
Right.
Hey, man, listen. Number one, congratulations on how long you've been in the game.
Man, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, man. We have one of the originators, really, I feel, of the whole Southern sound right now sitting down with us.
Hey, man. And you see I'm rocking the old school 2 Live Crew t-shirt. And you know what I'm saying? I was looking for the bandana, but they ran out of it because there's so many fake gangsters these days. You know what I'm saying? Back in the days, you had to look your part. But if you was an athlete, if you was a football player, you had to have muscles. If you was a basketball player, you had to have height. If you was a rapper, depending on, if you was a conscious rapper, we knew you was a militant brother. You had your shirt tucked in. You had the clean face, the clean shave, or the bald head, or the kufi on. If you was a gangster brother, a gangster rapper, then we know you had to have on the cowboy hats, the Dickies, or the starter jacket, to represent your city. Now we got these gangster rappers wearing skinny jeans and fingernail polish and lipstick, and this shit crazy, man.
Yeah, and it's a lot different than when we were kids, man. It's a whole different game now.
And I think the biggest thing is that I'm from the era of the 70s baby era, let's say it that way, where our mother did a lot of struggling that the 80s babies didn't have to go through. You know what I'm saying? And after the 80s babies, we have the ecstasy babies. And then after the ecstasy babies, the kids now, these are the Molly babies. So how the world gonna be another 10 years from now, I don't know. But remember, their parents are on heavy Mollies, their parents are on heavy lean and fake loud. So that's a lot of peer pressure and a lot of brain pressure to these kids. But needless to say, we listen to, and we accept it and listen to all kinds of music, all genre of music, everything from the East Coast, West Coast, at a time when they wouldn't really accept down South music. They wasn't accepting us, but we listened to the Coogee Raps and the AZ and the EPMD and the Cool Mo D's, the Heavy D's, the LL, all the way to NWA, and we listened to that. But when I started rapping, as you know, when I traveled East Coast and the West Coast, I was doing interviews with people that wasn't familiar with my lifestyle. They wasn't familiar with my background. They wasn't familiar with my sound. They thought that everything was bass or booty shaking music. You know what I'm saying? And with the encouragement of Luke telling me to go ahead and take it there because he did, and a lot of people learned from the BET Awards, a lot of people realized that Luke invented the explicit content sticker on this because he wanted everybody to have an option to monitor their kids, an option to listen to the clean and the dirty version. So when I started making music, I said to myself, I'm gonna give them my autobiography. I'm gonna tell them my story. I'm gonna explain to them that thug niggas do exist, but they don't live that long. You understand what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? I'm not gonna come back and pull a Donald Trump on them and talk and point fingers and call people out of name and say things like, you knew what you was in it for. Instead of directing them later, I'm gonna give them instructions now. The first time I rapped about a car, I was talking about a Mercedes-Benz, and that was a black man dream back in the days. You wanted a Cadillac or you wanted a Mercedes. So when I talked about that car, I remember my line was, I want to buy me a Benz, but a 50 grand short. Now, new rappers, mixtape artists, internet sensations, YouTube famous, Instagram famous dudes riding around in $200,000, $300,000 cars. It's not believable. When something's not believable, there's no longevity in it, and it hurts the future of hip hop. So I got together with a lot of old school rappers, a lot of I won't even say old school because old school is for R&B music and pop music. I'm gonna say a lot of legendary rappers. I was just recently on the tour, Legends of Hip Hop, Legends of the South, the hip hop tour, with me, Mystical, Juvie, Bum B, Scarface, 8 Ball and MJG, and Pastor Troy. Too Short was on a lot of the shows, and Slick Rick came through every now and then, and the people loved it. It wasn't like the new era concert where everybody's on their phone. It's not like the new era football or sports game or basketball game where they asking you after a slam dunk or a touchdown, they looking at you like, what happened? Because they're in their phone. And I go back to the days when selfie didn't exist. The word loyalty was more than a tattoo. And I didn't have to worry about posting a picture in an outfit, for instance, this, and worry about, well, I can't wear this tomorrow. Because if I want to wear this again tomorrow, in my era, I'm going to wear it again tomorrow. And these people have got more into buying outfits off of mannequins. So when you see a bad girl sitting at the bar and she don't want to move and she not getting up and she not dancing, but she look good, it's a bitch over there in the corner with her same outfit that she picked up off the mannequin. So I understand all those things, and I said to myself, I have to, not that I left, but I have to come back into the center, come back into the light where I have to enlighten the younger generation from our kids, me your age, our kids, the real fans of music kids, because a lot of these fans now are they minimize because based on likes, views, and such things like that. People who don't even have a record for sale is making $10,000, $20,000. And 5 years ago, a lot of lucky dudes was making $40,000, $50,000 to play at a club. That was unheard of in my days. Not knocking them, but I think that hurt it because a lot of the D-boys, a lot of hustlers, a lot of investors invested in dumb decisions like that, which crippled the game. So I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna let niggas know 2 singles per album, 2 videos per album, 12 songs, pick a single. We need a way to monitor these niggas. We need a way to single-handedly pick them out and say, no, you're not qualified to be a rapper until you take those beads out your hair. You can't be a rapper because you dyed your shit blonde. Like, you know what I'm saying? We need to, all that, we need to put a stop to that. And I just did the deal with Slip and Slide / Atlantic, Trick and Trina albums called TNT. So we got the first single, Smooth Selling, that's out right now. We're working on the second single featuring my artist as well as Slip and Slide artist, Mike Smith, I think one of the hottest in the South. It's called Paradise, talking about the old days, talking about how Miami used to be. And I appreciate all the support y'all been giving us, you know what I'm saying, everybody else. There's usually a gossip. Y'all, I don't look at Vlad and I don't look at certain entities as gospel situations. Like the big dude, the big guy that, Wendy Williams, that big dude right there. His show is based on assassinating people's characters, pointing out flaws, going to people's master bedrooms, personal issues. I never seen you do it, and I appreciate it. I would never benefit off making you look bad. That's not my thing.